Hey guys, Hec here, and today we're going to be doing a Hec review all about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We're going to be talking about everything in this game and rating it a 1 to 10 while trying not to give any spoilers about the game. Plus, music. Ready, set, go. Number 1, marketing/niche. Picture this, 2014 E3, before the game was even given a name to us. Other than New Zelda, the director of Breath of the Wild, Aonuma, showed us the smallest of glimpses in an interesting trailer. The link is down below. Now if I remember correctly, even before this video, they hinted at this game, but this was the visual we needed. Now because of this trailer, this game was now marketed as Zelda Skyrim Assassin's Creed. You know, going on a quest and adventuring from nearby wilderness all the way to mountains from afar, with your average dungeon Zelda crawler-esque fare plus some crazy long story. Or at least that's what should have been our highest expectation, while the lowest would have been them not finishing this game ever. Having played this game years later, I can say they nailed the adventuring down. Zelda has always gotten it down, but more in a linear way. But now, when it gives you the reins, it makes it all the more personal. No one's gonna have the same experience even if you're going through the same quest, just because something else will catch your eye and distract you from wherever you're going. Please note that this is gonna get very hard to get stuff done, because if you're not focused, it will take forever to do anything. This isn't a bad thing, but it gives the illusion of being busy. I say illusion because you can do whatever you want, so really the adventure is up to you. You pick up a quest by talking to someone? You can do that later. Save the world? I'll do it tomorrow. Hunt a monster to give a saddened wife his guts to save her husband from a certain illness? That's funny. I took him down just before I got here. You are the master of your fate. If you're me, you're most likely not doing quests because you want to climb the highest peak and find the lost lowest catacomb. Number 2, story/main objective. Okay, so remember when I said the highest expectation of this game should have been a crazy long story? Well, why is that? Well, if this game is being marketed somewhat like Skyrim, then it's gonna have a long story, just because Skyrim's main story was years long. I looked up a playthrough of Skyrim's main quest on YouTube. It showed me a bunch of videos, but one of them was 5 hours long and 30 minutes or so on the PlayStation 3, and I was like, geez, that's crazy. The world is super big, and it makes sense. But these guys also put a bunch of lore to enrich us in a plot-driven way, at least for the most part. Now I wasn't thinking about Zelda taking years to beat, but rather I thought it was gonna take almost the Ocarina Time route, in the idea of 12 dungeons. Just for people who are like, how did you get that number? There's a link down below for that as well, directing you to the Game Theorists channel. Okay, so the main plot is not that long. It's not 12 dungeons. In fact, it's less. It's less. And of course, it's makes it a little bit more interesting because it's all optional, except for the Great Plateau, that you have to do that in order to get the paraglider, and then you're off into the wilderness. But that's only if you want to do the quest. There's a couple dungeons, a couple things you need to receive, and a secret ending, and that's all if you want to do it. You don't have to do anything. In fact, you can take the hard mode and go face the main evil villain right off the bat by just going there and destroying them. And hey, if you were like the best Zelda player, you would defeat him with no armor and little to no weapons, and you would be like the best, but it would do no justice over this game because the landscape is beautiful. Which brings us to our next topic, the world. The landscape is enormous. It's amazingly huge. However, there is limitations to this game. They said you were able to climb everything in Hyrule, but there's one thing you can't climb, which is Mount Agat, the westward mountain. I don't know if it's just me, but it's on the map. It looks the most white, so you could argue that this mountain is too high. But nothing has been high enough for Link, because Link can climb anything. Also, I did have enough stamina to climb this. Also, it's on Hyrule, but it's just past the border, ever so past the border, which is really disappointing. But there's so much on this map. Like, there's literally shrines everywhere and seeds everywhere that you can collect and do, and it's amazing. But again, it does create this illusion of being busy because it gives you this whole playground with a lot of toys. But after a while, when going to save the princess, it doesn't take that long. I mean, if you really just sat down to do everything, I bet you it wouldn't take that long. I can't wait to see how speedrunners are going to actually finish this game. Number 4, the controller. Alright, I already did a podcast on this, and I was very I wasn't so happy about it, and the link's down below. Alright, number 5, graphics. This game is almost too beautiful. So many sights to see, it's amazing. This is like when you go to your local electronic retail store and you see the new computers and they all have like amazing wallpapers of landscapes from foreign countries. This is what this game looks like, and I love this. This game does drop frames, mainly in towns, and it's super rare in the wild, but this hasn't stopped me from playing on a visual level, and also it doesn't come between me and my button inputs. Like, it might look weird for a second, only to jump back to beauty. Number 6, the enemies. So the enemies are weak, but they're smart to start off. They even engage you. They pick up any weapons around them. This game also has a lot of mini bosses as well, whom are very strong, even at their weakest form. But then, difficulty jumps even further. Every so often, enemies that are dead by Link's hands are respawned into the world and are stronger. And yes, that does include all enemies, including mini bosses. This is crazy, and it's awesome. Like, it's just, they all have like a cool personality, and if you stared at them, like at their base, you would be in awe because they have their own lives. They do sleep and eat and hang out. They converse amongst themselves, and it's amazing. It's really, really awesome, and I really like that. 7, the characters. There are so many, and some are cool, but in a world where there are so many, you can't like them all. Even some of the heroes of the story, out of the main 6 characters, including Link, I only like 4 of them, while I was indifferent to one and I hated the other. But this time around, we got so much details on the Shikia tribe and the Gerudos as well, and the Gerudos are one of my favorite tribes now. They really did a great job on putting more lore into these characters. That's pretty good. Number 8, the music. It's atmospheric and lovely. It's the sounds of the wind and also the sweet piano, the sound of battle being waged, the sound of picking stuff up, the sound of hitting an enemy. Good stuff. Good stuff. Number 9, gameplay. So you can do anything. You can go straight to a place, you can go around it, you can fly over it, you can teleport there, you can horseback, or ride there on literally anything you can find that you can mount. Combat is the same way as well. Arrows from afar or shoot at point blank, use swords, great swords, or axes. You can also throw most weapons as well, use bombs to blow them up, or go up behind them to stealth strike them. Perfect dodge / parry all attacks to become the perfect swordsman. Number 10. Enjoyment. Other than the control, there has only been one time I didn't enjoy something, but then I was proven wrong and my faith was restored tenfold. We all know that there's so many shrines, and it's both overwhelming, a little tiring. I can't remember which specific shrine it was, but someone issued a quest where I had to go do a thing, and it took me a couple of tries, and once I completed it, the shrine appeared, and I was a little upset. I thought to myself, golly gee, I just did a thing where it took me all this time, and I have to go do like another puzzle to get some orb? That isn't really worth 2 puzzles, man. I don't want to do this. But when I walked in, I was greeted with a monk in the treasure chest, where the monk said, just for showing up, you have proven yourself worthy. And I was like, this game is amazing. I've talked about a lot of stuff today, a lot of points. It's time for the ultimate Hec review rating of this game. This game gets a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. Because, I mean, it's amazing, right? Like, I named 10 things, it got everything right except for 1, and which is the controllers. However, there was a little bit more leniency. The controllers actually is worth 2 points because the controller is something you have to deal with the whole entire game. So it would have gotten an 8 out of 10. However, this game is just so amazing, just so beautiful, that it made up at least one of those points. It's a 9 out of 10. It's amazing. I really like this game. This game was super fun. Every time I pick it up, it's so hard to put it back down. I had so much fun playing this game. It was really amazing. Half the time I didn't even care about the controller being so wonky, but you know, it was really amazing. I super duper loved it. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed it because this video took a long time to make. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next review. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.